Good morning, students. Yesterday we have learned about the pituitary gland, pituitary ductless gland, that is hypophysis cerebri. So today we are going to study about the second one, that is the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. There is a figure of thyroid gland here and the cross section of the thyroid gland, which shows the different parts inside the gland. So this is the thyroid gland. Point number one, it is the largest endocrine gland in the human body. So there are about 11 endocrine glands present in our body. I have given the list, and in that, first is the pituitary, second is the thyroid. Thyroid is the largest endocrine gland in the human body. It is situated in the neck, in front of larynx, neck, in front of larynx, and trachea. And trachea at the level of 5th, 6th and 7th, level of 5th, 6th and 7th cervical vertebrae. So it is situated in the neck region, in front of larynx, and trachea at the level of 5th, 6th and 7th cervical and first thoracic vertebrae. It is situated at the level of 5th, 6th, 7th cervical vertebrae and first thoracic vertebrae. In that region it is situated. The position of this thyroid gland is at the neck level, neck region, in front of larynx and trachea, at the level of 5th, 6th, 7th cervical vertebrae and the first thoracic vertebrae. So this is the position of the thyroid gland. It is yellowish brown in color and highly vascular. It is yellowish brown in color and highly vascular. Vascular means it is innervated by number of arteries and veins. Blood supply is more to this gland. It weighs about 25 grams. 25 grams. Weight is about 25 grams and surrounded by a fibrous capsule formed by condensation of connective tissue fibers. It is surrounded by a vascular capsule or the fibrous capsule, which is formed by the condensation of the connective tissue fibers. The connective tissue fibers around this thyroid gland, they are condensed to form the fibrous capsule around the gland. It resembles a butterfly in shape. It resembles just like a butterfly, chitte agli kanutte. So it resembles a butterfly in shape, consisting of two lobes, one on either side of the thyroid cartilage and upper cartilage rings of trachea. Lobes are joined by narrow isthmus. These are the two lobes, the left lobe of the thyroid gland and the right lobe of the thyroid gland, which are joined by the isthmus, which are present below the larynx and the front of trachea, in front of trachea, tracheal rings. Upper cartilaginous rings of trachea. The gland is larger in females. It enlarges during menstruation and pregnancy. So, in the female, it will be large and it enlarges itself during menstruation and pregnancy. In the female, when the menstruation cycle starts or the pregnancy, during pregnancy, this will be very active and it enlarges in its size. The superior and inferior parathyroid glands lie on the posterior surface of the thyroid. On the posterior surface, back of the thyroid, I have shown already here. These two parathyroid glands, the superior parathyroid and the inferior parathyroid glands, total four parathyroid glands are present behind the thyroid gland, that is posterior surface of the thyroid gland. The microscopic structure shows that the gland is composed of spherical follicles. The gland is composed of spherical follicles. They are called as follicular cells. So these follicular cells are present when the follicular cells can be seen when we take the cross section of the gland. The microscopic structure shows the gland is composed of spherical follicles formed by cuboidal epithelial cells. So they are surrounded by the cuboidal epithelial cells. Inside, colloid is present. Colloid, a substance called as colloid is present. So gland is composed of spherical follicles formed by cuboidal epithelial cells which secrete and store colloid, a thick, sticky protein material. It is a sticky protein material. Sticky protein material. It is a sticky protein material which is called as colloid, and the epithelial cells of the follicle secrete and store them inside the cell. Between the follicles are parafollicular cells. In parafollicular cells, here I am shown in different color. Parafollicular cells or the C cells, they are also called as C cells. Between the follicles, parafollicular cells called as C cells found singly or in groups. These C cells secrete calcitonin hormone. They secrete calcitonin hormone. The C cells secrete the calcitonin hormone of the gland. The arterial blood supply to the gland is through superior thyroid artery, that is the branch of external carotid artery, and inferior thyroid artery, which is the branch of subclavian artery. So these arteries supply the blood to the gland. The first one is superior thyroid artery. Second one is the inferior thyroid artery, which are the branches of, the first one is the branch of carotid artery and the second one is the branch of subclavian artery. The venous blood is drained by thyroid veins which join into internal jugular veins. The venous blood, the deoxygenated blood from the gland is drained by thyroid veins which join later into the jugular veins. Hormones of thyroid glands. Now coming to the hormones. Of thyroid gland. The hormones produced by thyroid gland are, number one, the first one is thyroxine, tetraiodopteroxine, tetra iodo thionin, tetraiodothyronine, that is P4. This is called as P4. Thyroxine, which is also called as tetraiodothyronine, that is T4. And the second one is triiodothyronine, which is T3. And the third one is calcitonin. This tetraiodothyronine contains 4 atoms of iodine and 3 atoms of iodine. I means iodine. So here the 4 atoms are present, here the 3 atoms are present. So the thyroxine is the first hormone, which is also called as tetraiodothyronine, which is T4, and triiodothyronine, this is 3 atoms containing iodine, 4 atoms here and 3 atoms here, and the last one is the calcitonin. Iodine is essential for production of thyroid hormone. So iodine is very much for the production of thyroid hormone. The main dietary source of iodine are seafoods, vegetables, iodinated salt are the sources. So the iodine is very important for the production of the thyroid hormones, and this iodine is consumed by the human being by the seafoods, vegetables and iodinated salts. We use the iodinated salt. The thyroid gland takes up iodine from the blood by the process called iodine trapping. The process is called as iodine trapping. The blood of the thyroid gland takes the iodine from the digestive tract or the digestive system by a process called as iodine trapping. It traps the iodine atoms. Thyroid hormones are synthesized as large forerunners molecules called thyroglobulin. They are all produced in the form of thyroglobulin. So this thyroglobulin is the forerunner or the first form of the thyroid hormones. The major constituent of colloid. This is nothing but the major constituent of colloid. The colloid contains the thyroglobulin in the first form. Then afterwards they are converted to the thyroxine, triiodothyrones and calcitonin, and then they will be released. The release of T3 and T4 into the blood is stimulated by TSH of anterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary gland releases the thyroid stimulating hormone, and this hormone stimulates the thyroid gland to release T3 and T4 hormones from the thyroid. T3 and T4 are essential for normal growth and development of skeleton and nervous system. So normal development of the skeleton and nervous system is by the T3 and T4 hormones. They enter the cell nucleus and regulate gene expression, and they increase or decrease the protein synthesis. They are also responsible for the protein synthesis. They enter the genes, they enter the nucleus and the effect on the gene expressions also. Next function, they enhance the effects of other hormones. The other hormones are initiated by these thyroid hormones, that is T3 and T4. They regulate metabolism in carbohydrate, protein and fats. They also regulate the metabolisms of carbohydrate, proteins and fats. These hormones stimulate the production of erythrocytes, that is red blood cells. They stimulate the production of RBC cells. They maintain the balance of water and electrolytes. Calcitonin, the last one, calcitonin. The hormone is secreted by parafollicular C cells. I have already told. These are the parafollicular cells. So these parafollicular cells are called as C cells, which produce the calcitonin. The calcitonin is produced by the parafollicular cells, that is the C cells. Next point, the action is just opposite to parathyroid hormone. Now, this is very important. The action of this calcitonin is just opposite to the T4 and T3 hormones, thyroxine hormones, thyroid hormones. It is just opposite, secreted by parathyroid hormones. This hormone lowers the calcium level in the blood. This hormone lowers the calcium level in the blood. Release of calcitonin is stimulated by increased blood calcium level. If the calcium level in the blood is increased, then this stimulates the thyroid gland to produce calcitonin hormone, which lowers the calcium level in the blood. It lowers the calcium level by action on bone cells, promoting the storage of calcium. It also acts on the bones to store the calcium. It acts of kidney tubules, inhibiting the reabsorption of the calcium. So the reabsorption of the calcium takes place in the kidney tubules and the secreting tubules, which is inhibited by this hormone. It means that it stops the reabsorption of the calcium. It is important during childhood when developing bones undergo considerable changes in size and shape. So during the child growth, considerable changes in the shape and size of the bones takes place. They have to develop. The bones should be developed, and this plays a very important role during this situation. Next, it also decreases the gastric HCl secretion and insulin and glucagon secretion. It also decreases the gastric juices like HCl and the secretion of insulin and glucagon from pancreas. So pancreas secretes insulin and glucagon, which are hidden or which are decreased by this calcitonin hormone of the thyroid gland. Now coming to the parathyroid gland, I think today we will complete the parathyroid gland. So, parathyroid gland, today we will see about the parathyroid gland also. Parathyroid gland also. We can see the parathyroid glands here. So, At the posterior portion of the thyroid gland, this is thyroid. These are the parathyroid. This is isthmus. Left superior lobe. This is left, right, superior parathyroid gland. This is right, inferior parathyroid gland. These are left superior parathyroid gland and this is left inferior parathyroid gland. So this parathyroid gland are 4 in number. They are 4 in number. 4 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which are small oval glands, yellowish orange in color, weighing about 50 milligrams. Weight is 50 milligrams. Each one weigh 50 milligrams. So there are 4 glands are present, parathyroid glands are present. 2 are superior, 2 are inferior, and they weigh 50 grams. 50 milligrams. Size is 6 into 4 into 2. 6 into 4 into 2 millimeter. Size is 6 into 4 into 2 millimeter. Next point, they lie on the posterior surface of thyroid gland. They are in 2 pairs, superior and inferior pairs, attached or embedded 2 in each lobe. So, in each lobe of the thyroid gland, there are 2 superior and the inferior thyroid glands, which are posterior to thyroid glands. They are present on the posterior side of the thyroid glands. Blood supply is mainly by inferior thyroid artery. They also receive blood from superior thyroid artery. Inferior and superior thyroid arteries supply the blood to this gland. Now coming to the histology of the gland. The histology, when you take the cross section of the parathyroid gland, it shows the inside different types of cells. These cells contain nucleus, centrally situated the nucleus which is present in the cells, and there are oxyphil cells also present here inside. Likewise, sinusoids are present. Sinusoids are nothing but the blood So these cells are called principal or chief cells. Principals or chief cells, and these are oxophils. Oxyphil cells, and these are sinusoids. Sinusoids, and this is connected tissue capsule. Tissue capsule. The gland is surrounded by the connective tissue capsule, which is very hard and it is fibrous in nature, in which the chief cells are present or the principal cells are present, and oxophil cells are also present. In between the cells, the sinusoids, which help in the circulation, are also present. They are nothing but the blood bowls, small blood bowls, which are called as sinusoids. So here the blood is flowing here, and the oxophil cells are present, and the chief cells are present. So this is about the histology. The TS or the transverse section shows a thin fiber capsule around the gland with connective tissue, contains spherical cells arranged in columns. They are arranged in columns, spherical cells. The parenchyma consists of irregular cords of cells with blood capillaries in between. There are two types of cells present. One is principal or the chief cells, more in younger ones. Polygonal cells with centrally situated nucleus and pale staining acidophilic cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is acidophilic, which is pale staining, and a centrally situated nucleus is present in the principal cells. There are oxophil cells, large in size with more granules and darkly staining cells. These there is no increase with age. Their number increases with the age. So the oxophils, they contain the granules inside. They contain the granules also inside. The oxophils contain granules, and they increase in number as per the age. When the age continues or during the upgrade of the ages, these oxophils also increase in their number. The chief cells of the gland secrete the parathyroid hormone. It is called as parathyroid. The chief cells produce parathyroid. Hormone. So this PTH, this is called as PTH, is secreted by the chief cells. The secretion of PTH is controlled by the level of calcium. The secretion of this PTH is controlled by calcium. This hormone regulates the calcium level in the blood by increasing reabsorption of of calcium ions in kidney and from digestive system. This increases the calcium level or the reabsorption of the calcium ions from the kidney and the digestive tract. It stimulates the process of reabsorption and maintains bone structure. It maintains the bone structure by the process of reabsorption of calcium. It plays an important role in promoting proper nerve and muscle function. Less secretion of PTH causes drop in the level of calcium in the blood, which result in violent muscular spasm known as tetany. Tetany is a disease caused by the less production of the PTH. It also increases the absorption of calcium and phosphate from the gut of digestive tract and enhances the vitamin D synthesis. It has many functions. So it also increases the absorption of calcium and phosphate from the digestive tract and enhances the vitamin D synthesis. Vitamin D is synthesized by the action of this hormone. Now, hyperthyroidism. The thyroid we have learned. So tomorrow I think we can take the hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism and the hypoparathyroidism and hyperparathyroidism. Tomorrow we will take about these things. So today we have learned about the thyroid gland and parathyroid glands. So these two glands are present together. The parathyroid are embedded in the posterior side of the thyroid glands. Thyroid gland secretes thyroxine, T3 and T4 and it also secretes the calcitonin. The parathyroid hormone secretes the parathormone which regulates the calcium level, in the blood, increasing reabsorption of calcium ions in the blood. So this is about the thyroid and parathyroid glands. Thank you.